Today on Doodlebud, we're looking at this fancy pen atop this fancy book. We're talking the Faber Castell Hexo, and we got hexagons. Oh, this pen was sent to me by Blesket with some other stuff they sent earlier. Canadian online pen retailer. Check out their site. Use DOODLEBUD22 to save 10% if you find something that you fancy. Oh, I fancy a new phone that can focus. There we go. So I've been using this pen for over a week now. This is a lovely little pen. I've been thinking about this one for a while. They sent it over, and I'm glad they did. This can really compete with, say, the Lamy All-Stars or LXs. I think it's a really, really great pen. Nice size, works well. I'm going to talk all about it, but really I haven't found one flaw with the entire pen. So let's go through it, and you know what? For the unboxing people, let me do a super fast unboxing. Box, slide, open. Manual, pen, cartridge, sticker, peel, rub. What was that? Anyways, this is the Hexo, and this color is in the bronze. I think this is a fantastic pen. Retails for $49.50 Canadian, plus you get the 10% off. Can't be beat. So under 50 bucks. I think you got one hell of a pen here. Let's roll you through it real quick. We'll just give you a few shots here. We got the Faber Castell logo up on the top there. So what we have is an aluminum anodized body on the outside. It's plastic bits on the inside. Same thing that goes along the main body here. Nothing at the other end, just nice and smooth. It is a faceted pen. So if you can have a look here, we got 6 sides, hence the Hexo. And we got a black clip. This feels like it's like a powder coat or something like that. I think it's a black powder coat because it is a steel. You're not going to anodize steel. And the only one thing with the pen I'd say is just the clip is pretty stiff. It takes a bit of force there. So, but you got the nice bill on there. You can get over top of stuff. But anyways, that it's a bit of a stiff clip. But whatever, doesn't impact the pen. Posts on here quite nicely. Everything lines up as well. Let me get this. I think the camera is getting wonky-eyed maybe. But everything lines up really nice. So the Faber Castell lines right down to the top of the nib. It's, a hexagonal pen, so making everything line up. Oh, there's a little detail how they make it all line up when you cap. It's really slick. But yeah, I just like the overall look and feel for it. I would really think for folks who are not in love with the Lamy, Safari All-Star LX type style pens, this is definitely a great alternative. I think it's a really underrated pen, honestly. As far as size, I'll give you actual dimensions and size comparison, but I got a big mitt and uncapped. It fits on my hand, no problem. I prefer it posted here. Sorry, unposted, I should say. But I do prefer it posted. Just feels a little bit better in my hand, of course. But unposted for most people, no problem. Quick note, even for a big hand, no issues there as well. You have a section here. I don't think anyone would find a problem with that. The shape overall, the profile, I think it can make anyone happy, really. You got the Faber Castell nib here in the end. I got sent an extra fine. It's black and very, same nib, essentially. That's on my Stealth Black one, my Emotion pen. That's the one I'm thinking of here. So that's a much more expensive pen. It's a great pen, but you're getting, I feel this is one of the best steel nibs out of the box from Faber Castell. I think they're absolutely fantastic. You go extra fine to broad. All of them are smooth. This is like, the smoothest extra fine you get out of the box, really. And their mediums and broads, I hear, are fantastic. I've written with them. Not my favorite nib size, but they are absolutely fantastic. Spin it off. You got your international standard cartridge converter. Comes with a converter. Comes with their own, which is nice for that price point. I know a lot of Lamys don't do that, so there's a little one up there. And you're not dealing with proprietary cartridge sizes. So another plus there. It all goes together well. You got injection molded body here. What you can see, it's tough to get. Oh, maybe. I don't know if you can see that on the camera. I'm trying to show you. There we go. There's the seam on the top and the bottom. I'll show you on a Lamy LX. They do a little bit better job polishing those out. So that's the only little nitpick I can find in this whole damn pen. But everything goes together nice. There's a little feature in here, and there's a feature down there. See that little key down on the bottom? So instead of just relying on the pressure fit, they do give some tactile feedback. So, obviously you don't over crank on it. But just as you get right near the end, you feel a little resistance, and that little tab goes shunk into there, and everything lines up. So just a little tactile feel like that, which is really nice. So like all these little details you don't have to do, but they do. But yeah, I mean, I just noticed this before I started. Forgot how long some of these companies are around. Since 1761, they've been making some type of writing instrument. I think you learn a few things since 1761 if you've been doing this. So no wonder I'm a big fan of their stuff, and all their pens I haven't had any problem with. Everything is made really, really well. So onto the capping. This is nice. It's a slip and seal cap. If we can get the flash on, you can see there's a torque screw down on the bottom there just to fit this guy in. So that's how that gets assembled. There's most likely some type of seal that goes in there too to keep it all sealed up. Speaking of sealing, the little snap cap bit works off of there. And there's a receiving end down in there to give you a nice little snap. It's nothing overly, sad. You'd know it's there, but it's not like one of those super gratifying tactile caps, but it's nice. It goes snap, and it's good enough. But this is a thing, with faceted. It can be tricky to line stuff up. You want to make sure you do a good job. So let me put that flash back on. And so this is just a very simple solution. This is something you think about for a little bit. You work on a few ideas. So it looks like if we can get you some, I had the light for a second. It's back. There we go. So it looks sort of like picket fences, right? The tops of picket fences upside down, right? So that's the top, that's the bottom. And so what they have is just something so simple. So these little notches, and then on the section, there's these little notches. So that's just going to line you up. So if you're off a little bit, it's going to go one way, or at the very top, it's going to push it to the other way, and then just centers itself and snap. Just elegant, simple, and it works. And this pen just simply works. You put ink in it, pop off the cap, start writing, and it's just perfect right away. There's no scratchiness. The wetness is bang on, and it's an extra fine. It's an extra fine point. That's the experience you want to have with every single pen you want to buy. Well, now let's get into some deets. Here are my notes. This is the Faber Castell Hexo, as we mentioned before. The overall length of the pen in this mode, 135 millimeters uncap at the main body. You got 123.75. Felt like being extra precise there, but 124, let's call it. The diameter of the cap, so I forgot to maybe mention this, it does have a slight taper from here down to here. It's a little more narrow here, less narrow over here. So because we got a hex, we could go across the side there. So the lengthwise, maxing out would be 15 millimeters that way. On the flats, 14.4. The pen itself, 14.2 to 13.6 on the flats. And then if you look at the grip, it's got a nice range depending where, if you're a high gripper, low gripper, whatever, it's got a nice comfort zone. So 12.4 at the widest and 10 millimeters there at the narrowest. So nice grip ranges as well. Mass of the pen with the cap on altogether or posted, 20.2. And of course I smudged it immediately after. Just the body itself uncapped, we are 13 grams. That is with a full converter and that converter installed. The color of this scheme here, this is bronze. I'm sporting an extra fine nib. In case you're wondering, this is Robert Oster Thunderstorm, written on a Ush 100 GSM paper. And because it's an extra fine nib, I will do a teeny little cursive sample here in a second for those of you who want to see some cursive writing. So let's dare to compare against some other pens. In the middle, we have the Hexo. This is a Lamy LX. The Faber Castell Emotion and Stealth Black Lamy 2000. Then we got another Faber Castell. That is the Ondoro with the smoked oak. The Diplomat Arrow, because it's another brown pen. And we'll just throw in my Mont Blanc M series for fun. Here they are uncapped. And another nice thing about a hex pen, especially when you're trying to make a YouTube video, is they sit nice and flat. When I do a lineup like this and they're all round, these suckers are rolling everywhere. I had to butt them up against the hex pens. And I even had to swap the Mont Blanc because I was rolling off the page. So another nice reason to have a hexagonal pen. And here's everybody looking all fancy with their caps posted. So yeah, the Hexo pen just fits right in there with a lot of other size pens. Very comfortable, no matter the hand size. So let's wrap it up and give some closing thoughts on the Hexo. I don't get why this pen doesn't seem to get as much, notoriety or attention as some other ones, because I really think this is a fantastic pen. I can get behind everything on this pen, and pricing wise too. Like if you like the Kakuno, you're all over this pen. You think this is great. This is super affordable. This is a really, really awesome pen. The Hexos is like a really nice little upgrade to that. So it's similar kind of thing as far as shape and that, nice slip cap. But if you want like a premium Kakuno, definitely check out the Hexo. And it's less expensive than the LX and stuff like that. I think maybe even cheaper than the All-Star or Neck and Neck. But yeah, like it's a really well-made pen. I think this could, if it got more attention, maybe it doesn't have as much colors and stuff, but from the inside out and all the other stuff, this can compete neck and neck with the Lamy Safari style pens like the LXs and All-Stars and all that stuff. It could be a Lamy killer, I don't know. But it's got all the internals. Like if you think about this pen here, which I absolutely love, the Emotion in Stealth Black, it has a wonderful nib, you know, blackout looks cool, nice converter, all that stuff. This pen writes wonderfully, it looks super cool. Well, it's all the exact same guts that you're getting in this pen for, like I said, just under $50. And if you use the code DOODLEBUD22, an extra 10%, saves you a couple dollars there too. So everything about this pen I really enjoy, and I think a lot more people should look into getting one. Especially some folks just don't like that style at all, and they don't like the triangular grip, all that kind of stuff, but they like the concept or maybe the looks, but just don't know nothing else. This is a great one for that. So yeah, this is definitely, I've been thinking about one of these forever. I'm so thankful to Blesket for sending me one to review. Check out their site for a lot more stuff, and there's something else you're going to want to check out my next video. So if you remember a couple months ago, I think in the summertime, I did a video called Trash Pens. I had a category of pens in there that I thought were really good, but they just kind of had a few little things that I didn't use them much because I had a flaw with them. This was one of those pens. I thought everything was great, but there was one flaw in this pen that drives me bonkers, which is nib dry up. This thing was just brutal at it. I've tried all sorts of different inks, and it's there. It's design flaw. There's not a really great sealing mechanism. But I found a solution. Well, it's sort of a band-aid, but a solution nonetheless. This pen now, the second I take it out, it writes all the time, 24/7. It never hard starts anymore. And I got to show you, we got some special ink that was sent to me by Blesket as well with my order that they put together. It's called Infinity ink. There's a few different colors. We got Infinity Turquoise, Infinity Blue. They also supplied me with this other cool one, this Neon Blue, which is neat. We'll show that too. But these Infinity inks, you can apparently leave them, like your pen uncapped even, I think for like a few minutes, maybe, we'll test it. I'll go a half hour, we'll see. But this pen, because of this ink, has not hard started once yet. And I have some other pens I tested with it. This one has not hard started yet either. So you're going to want to stay tuned for that video where I test out these Infinity inks. But until that little gem comes out, we'll just say keep on rocking in the free world and doot 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 doot.